Hey, welcome to Surviving Motherhood. All right, so as I'm recording this, I have just finished the church service at Vista Springs, Edgewood, where I used to work. And the message that I spoke today was called Just Believe. And we looked at Sarah and Abraham and how they had to wait 25 years for this promise to be fulfilled. And we talked about how difficult that must have been and how they had trouble believing, and yet God was faithful. And so I shared my own story of struggling with belief, and I encouraged the men and women listening to just believe that nothing is too difficult. Actually, what he says, is anything too difficult for the Lord? No, of course it isn't. And so I finished with that question. Men and women, is anything too difficult for the Lord? Are you in year 1 of your waiting? Are you in year 24 and a half? Just believe. And after the church service was over, one man came up and talked to me, and I love him. I've loved him when I worked at Vista Springs. I still love him. But he's a blind man, and he was sharing with me that God was speaking to him through the words that I was sharing, because he has just become acquainted or aware of maybe another way, maybe that he can get his sight back. When I worked here 4 years ago, I think now, 5 years ago, he was frequently looking for treatments, frequently looking for ways that he might be able to regain his sight. He really wants to see again. And so he was a little bit teary as he was telling me that God was encouraging him to just believe. So what I would like today to do is to ask you to pray. Would you pray for Russell? If God is willing, I know he can restore his sight. Would you pray that God will give Russell the strength and the courage and the faith to just believe? And if he is willing, would you pray that Russell's sight would be restored? I know nothing is too difficult for our God. And I pray, Lord, would you give Russell his sight back? Thank you for joining me in this for my friend. Have a wonderful, Jesus-full day.